Enchantress!
Witch!
Enchantress! Enchantress!
The Veil. Tribunal. Hey, look! It's showing something.
Lily, Father made this just for you. A ruby and gold headpiece. Do you like it?
I love it. Thank you, Father.
Lily, I hunted these myself for you. Paired blue feather tokens. May you and your future husband soar together.
Lily, I have a gift for you. I hope you like it.
It's the legendary Ember Pearl from the depths of the Eastern Sea. Mr. Ashford retrieved it from the deep sea.
Miss Rivers is so enviable. She has her family's love and a devoted fiancé.
Well done, Mr. Ashford. Very thoughtful. My dear, your 3 coming-of-age wishes. Have you thought of them?
First wish, for Father's health. Second wish, for Brother's bright future. Third wish, for my husband's joy and peace.
Look at this girl. The wedding's still days away. She's already so eager.
You're a lucky man, Mr. Ashford.
You lying piece of trash! You ungrateful, two-faced bitch!
The Rivers spoiled her. The king adored her. And how did she repay them? Pa, she's only there for the good times. She's a lowlife who bails when things get tough. Lillian Rivers.
We were so in love. We could have been together forever.
Why? Why did you betray me?
What was that? Your Highness, what has my family done? Why are you raiding my family's home?
Why raid your family? It's all because of you.
Because of me. I, Edward Ashford, have committed no crime. Why is my family being raided because of me?
Who told you that you have to commit a crime to be raided?
Last night I read the stars. I received a divine revelation, a prophecy. Prince Edward has a noble bone structure. He will be beloved by all.
You're doing this because of some baseless bullshit prophecy? And you're raiding my entire family?
Right. Better to be safe than sorry. I will not allow anything to threaten my throne.
Mad King! Mad King! Tyrant! Tyrant! Mad King!
Guards, throw the entire Ashford family into the dungeons to await their sentence. You. So, you're Edward Ashford's new wife, the Lord Protector's daughter, the belle of the capital, Lillian Rivers. You've got some spirit. I'll give you a chance to be my 30th concubine. What do you say?
Your Majesty, you shouldn't watch. If this trial continues, my sister's soul will never be reborn.
Viv, you're just too kind. Someone as heartless and cruel as Lillian Rivers deserves to be destroyed, never to be reborn. Continue, Seer. Lily, the prince trusts a fortune teller. He's exiling the Ashfords. I took my chance and escaped. I heard the prince wants you as his concubine. He won't give up. You have to come with me now.
Yes. The prince will stop at nothing. You have to go with Edward. My dear, I've prepared for you a carriage and your things. You'll be safe. Go with Mr. Ashford now.
Who said I'm going with him?
Lily, you're my lawfully wedded wife. You won't come with me? You'd rather go with that bastard prince.
That's right. I'm marrying the prince. To the crown palace. To live in splendor. What makes you think I'd go with a disgraced official? Edward, if my sister had known you would become the king, she would have surely regretted her decision.
If not for her cruelty back then, I wouldn't be where I am now. She never could have imagined that the ember pearl she cast aside was exactly what gave me the means to rise, to raise an army and aid the people. And now, I've bought it back for a fortune. It's set in your phoenix crown.
That's what you get for being so shallow. She really thought hooking up with the prince would bring her a life of luxury?
She never saw it coming. Not long after, the prince went mad. He'd attack anyone. As his woman, her fate must have been terrible.
Go on, Royal Seer. We all want to see the fate of this gold digger. Speak. Me or that Ashford? Who's stronger?
Of course, Your Highness. You are. Edward Ashford is a traitor. He's not worthy of your station.
Good girl. Truly the belle of the capital. You know your place. Here. A reward for you. No hands. Like a dog. Use your mouth? Disgusting. She's so money-hungry.
For money, let alone acting like a dog. Even if you made her perform a live sex show, she'd do it without a second thought. What's the difference between her and a prostitute?
Don't insult them. Prostitutes aren't as dirty as her. Exactly.
Seer, continue.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Miss, the prince is getting rougher. You won't be able to take much more of this. Help me up. Miss, this ring is worth a lot. I'll get you some medicine with it.
Joyce. Edward is outside the palace. He must need money badly. Take this out of the palace, to the general's estate. Let Father and Brother Henry find a way to get it to him.
How can this be? Isn't she supposed to be vain? How?
During the Great Drought, many rebels starved or died of disease. The Rivers family did send a large sum to help.
Could it be? Your Majesty, we have never seen this thumb ring.
Your Majesty, the funds for the army back then, Vivian sold her own paintings to raise the money.
That's right. Though Vivian is our adopted daughter, she's a master of the arts. In her prime, one of her paintings could sell for hundreds of taels.
Vivian, did you really sell your paintings to raise the money? Then why did Lillian say that to her maid?
Lillian's always been cunning. Maybe she was lying to Joyce. But didn't that maid die later?
She must have killed her to silence her.
But why would she kill her own maid?
As I know, that maid grew up with her like sisters.
Some people will even abandon their own family. So why not a maid? It's not surprising.
Long live the new king!
I am the one and only king.
Long live the king! Long live the king!
I have learned that someone in court has been secretly funding the traitor, Edward Ashford. Do you know who the traitor is? Anyone with a lead, it will be richly rewarded.
Your Majesty, I know who funded the traitor, Edward Ashford.
Oh, you know, beloved? Then tell me who it is.
It was my father, General Protector, Richard Rivers.
Pa, that woman. For wealth and status, she betrayed her own father.
She'd even sell out her own family for profit. She's a beast worse than a pig or dog.
So that's how.
No wonder the Mad King knew we were secretly funding the king.
So Lillian Rivers was the informer.
Women. Women. I, Richard Rivers. How could I have raised such a daughter with no sense of right or wrong?
You're truly the palace's most sensible noble. I name you Lady Virtue. From now on in the harem, you'll be second only to the Queen and above all others.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Since you exposed the Lord Protector, the Protector's manor is now entirely in your hands. Don't you dare disappoint me.
Yes.
Father, we've been here for days. What's so urgent that we have to see our sister?
Somehow, the king found out we were funding Edward Ashford.
What? We were so secretive about it. Only our family knew. Who told the king?
I don't know. Thankfully, your sister is favored at court. The king has left this matter entirely in her hands. If your sister Sister can speak well of us to the king. Maybe we'll get off lightly.
Father!
Useless. You can't even help the king. And you dare use my name to cause a scene? What a disgrace. And one more thing. Don't think I'll plead for you. I've already petitioned the king. Starting tomorrow, your titles will be stripped. You'll be disgraced. And thrown out to beg. From now on, pretend you never had me as your daughter and sister.
Father! Father!
If I'd known I'd raise a daughter like this, when she was born, I should have thrown her in the river and drowned her.
To get ahead. She'd even betray her own father and brother. Is she even human? A dog is better than her.
My sister was afraid of being dragged down. That's understandable.
Stop defending her. Afraid of being dragged down? You saw it yourself. For her own wealth and status, she betrayed our family.
Viv, you're always so kind. You don't know how cruel people can be. You must understand, some people are just ungrateful wolves. They're born selfish.
My sister was spoiled growing up. She has no idea how good you two were to her. I envy my sister so much, to be blood related to you.
Viv, in my heart, you've always been my daughter.
Viv, you're my real sister, and you're the only young lady of the Rivers family. Look, isn't that Queen Vivian? Hey, look! Isn't that Queen Vivian?
Viv, it's harder outside the city, but at least you'll escape the capital. The king is losing his mind. I'm afraid I can't hold on much longer. Instead of all dying in the capital, you should take a chance and leave. This is the money I've been secretly saving. It should last you for a while. I understand, big sister. You should hurry back. If the king finds out, we'll never get away.
That's the Enchantress? Didn't she cut ties with the Rivers family? Then why would she secretly give them money?
And what did she mean by that? So she didn't really want to cut ties with her father and brother?
Oh, I get it. The Enchantress. She must have feared the Mad King would go after the Rivers. So she pretended in front of the Mad King that she was cutting ties with her family, right? Could it be we were wrong about Lillian? Could it be we were wrong about Lillian?
Viv, what really happened back then? Lillian sent us money. Why didn't you tell us?
I was just afraid father and brother would act on impulse, worried about my sister, and return to the capital to cause trouble. Besides, that's just how my sister is. I was afraid of giving father hope, only for my sister to let us down again. Who knows if what she said was true or not? If my sister was sincere, she could have just come back with us. But, since she chose to return to the palace, in the end, she just couldn't let go of her title as Lady Grace.
Once we were safe, why didn't you mention it to us?
We were on the run from pursuers, and helping the victims. I was just so exhausted, I just forgot about it. Brother? Are you blaming me?
Her Majesty is so compassionate. She fed the people all the way. How could she remember such a trivial thing?
I heard the king was poisoned by an arrow. Her Majesty never left his side. She even tasted herbs for him.
A woman so loyal and kind. She wouldn't have kept it from them on purpose. And what difference would it have made? Lillian Rivers is a heartless snake. She treats the people like dirt.
Even if she had a change of heart and sent money to her family, have you all forgotten what she did to us back then?
She took our only life-saving food and stole it all. Viv, it was my fault. I shouldn't have doubted you.
Unlike Lillian, who abandoned us so cruelly, Vivian has been so thoughtful on this journey. Maybe she was just too busy.
My poor child. Been sitting for an hour. It's not fresh anymore. Shall I throw it all out? Do it.
Just the galloping laughter of the lady. The people are starving. That enchantress is still being so picky.
The nobles feast in luxury, while the poor starve in the streets. The drought has never been a disaster for the nobles. It's a disaster for the common folk.
In a year of calamity, they're still so lavish. Don't they fear divine retribution? They don't fear retribution. They even sent their soldiers to take our last grain and stole it all. My poor wife and child. In that year of famine, they starved to death.
Your Majesty, Willowshire is in drought. The people have no harvest. The situation is dire. Please, Your Majesty, open the granaries.
Willowshire's drought. Can't other regions provide grain? Just have the local regions send aid.
Your Majesty, Maple County is in drought. Please, Your Majesty, open the granaries.
Greenfield is in drought. Please, Your Majesty, open the granaries. Your Majesty, the Heartlands are in drought. The people are suffering. Please, Your Majesty, open the granaries.
Please, Your Majesty, open the granaries!
What? The whole kingdom is in drought. Quick! Go take the people's seed grain and bring it to the palace.
What?
Quick! Go take the people's seed grain and bring it to the palace.
What? Your Majesty. What did you just say?
Take all the people's seed grain?
What will the people do? What will they plant next year?
Your Majesty, even if you won't open the granaries, you can't take the people's seed grain. The grain in our granaries. Isn't that enough for you to eat? Please, Your Majesty, reconsider.
It's not that I don't care for the people. It's just that I'm afraid my beloved consort will go hungry. We must bring the seed grain to the palace. My beloved consort is very picky. The granaries aren't enough. Go get the seed grain now.
Your Majesty, how could you for one consort disregard the entire kingdom?
Your Majesty, these are desperate times. We must make sacrifices. Please, ask Lady Virtue to be more frugal.
Yes, Your Majesty. It's already a year of famine. If you take their seed grain, they will surely die. I beg you, Your Majesty, revoke your order.
Please, Your Majesty, revoke your order!
My word is law. Are you defying my order? One more word, and I'll have your heads. That's final. I'm done. Court dismissed.
Damn the king.
My child. Because of this famine, he's gone forever. He was only 8. 8 years old. You cursed beast.
That damn enchantress, feasting while we starve. She doesn't care about us, the common folk. She's worse than an animal.
Right, it's all her fault. She made the damn king steal our last grain. Let's stone her to death.
Stone! Her trouble! Stone!
Look up there. Look, everyone.
Your Majesty, I beg you, please help the people. If they all starve to death, who will you rule over? If they survive this drought, they will all submit to you.
What do I care for their gratitude? I want the grain. If I give all the grain to the people, what will I eat? Who knows when this damn disaster will end? You bitch. Since you care so much about those peasants, then why don't you just give them your share?
To think the enchantress actually begged the Mad King for us.
Did we misjudge her? Is she actually a good person?
Good? She's all talk.
Right, didn't you see? The Mad King just told her to give up her own share, and she clammed up.
Something feels off. Whatever. We'll see what happens next.
Miss, please get up and eat something. Miss? Miss? What's wrong? Miss! Don't scare me, miss.
Joyce, what are you doing?
My lady, you scared me to death. Thank goodness you're okay. It's all right, Joyce. I was just very tired. I took a nap. Don't worry. My lady, please, eat something.
No. Let's give this food to the people in the city.
My lady, you haven't eaten in 3 days. You can't go on like this. And this small amount of food, for the thousands of people outside the city, is just a drop in the bucket. It won't make a difference to them. My lady, you want to save the people, but you can't starve yourself. There must be another way.
Another way?
Right. I remember my father once told me that in the history books there are records of several disasters. The officials in charge of relief mixed sand and gravel into the grain. Though they were scorned by the people, this grain mixed with sand and gravel was only eaten by those truly starving. Others wouldn't touch it. But this grain, when it reached the people, saved their lives.
My lady, that's a good plan. But the problem is, the king has to release the grain, but he refuses. So what can we do?
Don't worry. I have a plan to make the king open the granaries.
Who did this? How dare you taint the royal grain? Do you have a death wish? Where is the granary overseer?
Mercy, Your Majesty. I truly don't know what happened. It was fine when I checked last night.
Are you saying the grain dirtied itself? Useless. You can't even guard the grain. Drag him out and execute him.
Mercy, Your Majesty. Spare me, Your Majesty. I'm innocent.
Please, Your Majesty. It was all my fault. I was trying to help you count the grain, but I accidentally knocked over a bucket of dirt and soiled the grain. I was afraid to speak up. Please punish me, Your Majesty. Punish me.
Go on then. How should I punish you?
Your Majesty, I know you hate wasting food, and you hate the people coveting the royal grain. So why don't we try something new?
What's this new idea?
Since the grain is already dirty, why not take it outside and make the people, like dogs, kneel and lick it up? That way you'll punish their greed. Amuse, Your Majesty, and not waste the grain. What do you think?
My beloved consort knows me best. Good. Do as you say. Proclaim the order. Take the soiled grain to the streets. Let the people of the capital come for it. Anyone who doesn't kneel gets not a single grain.
Yes, sire.
My dear, today I'm taking you to see a show. Look.
The king has graciously opened the granaries.
Thank you, Your Majesty. He's a truly wise king.
Long live the king.
How can you waste food like this?
The king said, "You peasants are only fit to act like fools, crawling on the ground to lick it up, or you get nothing."
What did you say?
The king really said that.
I fought for the king. I killed countless enemies. I won great honors, and I have to eat on my knees?
I don't care who you are. Today, I'm giving you two choices. Either you eat the food on the ground, or you can just die.
Look, my dear. They're like a bunch of pets.
Indeed. Father, you said to protect the people. I've never forgotten. As long as I'm in the capital, I will uphold our family's duty and protect the people.
Wait, how could this be?
Wasn't the enchantress just toying with us?
I was on my knees, licking food from the dirt. It was disgusting. But I survived. Not just me, my son too, and my neighbors. We all had to eat like dogs just to survive.
That's right, me too. If it weren't for her scraps, my son would have died long ago. Don't you scholars always say judge a man by his deeds, not his heart? So what if Lillian Rivers wanted to humiliate us? She saved us from starving to death.
I remember when Lillian was a child, I taught her what true justice is. She remembered. She remembered. She's still the best daughter of the Rivers family.
Lillian is still the same. We misunderstood her.
Even if Lillian Rivers really meant to feed us, but then she opened the gates to the Northerners. What about that? Don't you have wives, sisters, daughters? Have you forgotten what they all went through? Lillian Rivers is a shameless traitor. She can never be redeemed. Lillian Rivers is a traitor. She can never be redeemed.
That's right, she's a traitor who sold us out. This arm. She opened the city gates and let the Northerners in. They're the ones who chopped it off.
My daughter was taken by the Northerners. 3 months later, her body was dumped outside the city. She was covered in wounds. She was only 14. What did she do to deserve all this? And all of this is because of her. Right. My mother was protecting my sister when a Northern soldier stabbed her to death. And this isn't on Lillian Rivers? She opened the gates!
Even if she saved people from the drought, the Northerners hurt far more. She's a vicious, heartless beast.
Your Majesty! The Northerners are at the gates! How can you still be enjoying yourself?
Yes, Your Majesty. It's a crisis. Please, Your Majesty, give the order to repel the Northern Horde.
And what if I don't? Repel the Northern Horde? Fine. Then I'll send you. Go repel the Northern Horde.
Me?
Then you go. Repel the Northern Horde.
I'm a scholar. No, I can't!
Since you can't, then get out. More music. More dancing.
Your Majesty, the Northern Horde is unstoppable. To save the people of Westland, I beg you to surrender. I beg you to surrender!
Your Majesty! Your Majesty! Now!
Beloved, are you telling me to surrender too?
The Mad King may be crazy, but he has some backbone. He'd rather die than submit. He at least saved Westland's honor.
Right. Unlike that traitorous enchantress. For wealth and power, she threw herself into Chief Magnus's arms. What a turncoat!
If I recall.
Next is the Enchantress opening the gates for the Northerners, letting countless people get slaughtered.
Right. I saw the Enchantress open the gates myself. There's no way I'm wrong. The Enchantress can't be cleared of this.
This kingdom is mine. These people are mine. No one can betray me. I won't let my kingdom, my people, fall into another's hands. I'll light the powder and take everyone down with me. I'll light the gunpowder and take everyone down with me.
Your Majesty, what are you doing? Your Majesty, what gunpowder? What do you mean? Take everyone down with you. I don't understand.
Get away! I filled the capital with gunpowder. I'll blow everyone up. They'll all die with me. I'm going to die, and you're all going down with me.
What? The Mad King was going to blow us all up.
That Mad King is a monster. He wanted the whole capital to die with him. Thank goodness he failed.
Otherwise, we'd all be dead by now.
Yeah, thank goodness he failed.
You know, what if we're still alive because the Enchantress saved us?
You know, that's possible.
The Enchantress. She opened the gates for the Northerners. To save us? The Enchantress. She opened the gates for the Northerners. Could she have been trying to save us?
Save us.
Have you all forgotten? For wealth and power, the Enchantress abandoned the Emperor and her own father and brother. Do you think a vain woman like her would open the gates just to save us?
Then why didn't the Mad King blow us all up? And why did the Enchantress open the gates?
It's obvious. She was just sucking up to the Northerners.
Don't you all know the Enchantress later became the queen consort of the Northern tribes?
So that's it. No wonder the Enchantress was so kind.
In the end, the Enchantress was just looking out for herself. Absolutely disgusting.
Lillian, who are you really? This time, I'll see the truth.
I'll blow you all up and bury you with me.
Your Majesty, don't. They're all your people. They're all loyal to you. The gunpowder. Yes, Your Majesty. We still have gunpowder. We can hold out for a while longer. The Northerners won't break through soon. Your Majesty.
Loyal to me? The seer predicted it. Prince Edward has a noble bone structure. He's beloved by all. They only have eyes for that traitor. They all deserve to die. Right. I almost forgot about you. I should never have been fooled by you. Trading your body, the belle of the capital, for the 18 Ashfords. I should have just wiped them out to eliminate the threat.
What? What? Lillian did it to save me? She gave herself to Leonard Hale? She used her own body as a trade to save my life. It wasn't because she was vain that she left me. Could it be that I was wrong about Lillian all along?
Edward, that was just the Mad King saying something offhand. It proves nothing at all. Think about it. Back then, he was just the Crown Prince, and the Ashfords were founding heroes. How could he wipe out the entire Ashford family over some baseless prophecy?
Your Majesty, the Queen is right. Back then, the Mad King didn't have that much power. He couldn't just wipe out any family.
As I see it,
The Mad King must have tricked the Enchantress, and she was stupid enough to fall for it.
right.
It was just the Enchantress being delusional, and later, she still betrayed the Mad King and Westland.
Royal Seer, continue.
I should have killed him back then, to end the threat. And you, even now, you still think of that traitor. You deserve to die, too. Did the Mad King kill the Enchantress?
Good riddance. That scumbag couple deserves hell.
Good riddance!
Wait, that's not right. If the Enchantress died back then who later opened the gates for the Northerners?
Right. Didn't the Enchantress become the queen consort and enter their camp naked? So, the later Enchantress wasn't the original one? Someone else?
Could it be, as they guessed?
That the one who opened the gates and served the Northerners wasn't Lillian?
That must be it. Lillian has never forgotten our family's teachings. She would never serve the Northerners naked. It must have been someone else.
Father, brother. Father, brother.
Though I don't believe Big Sister would do such a thing, but people really did see her serving the Northerners.
That's right. I survived that war. I saw it myself. The Enchantress serving the Northerners. And she was serving several of them at once.
I also survived that war. I saw it too. It was definitely the Enchantress.
Right, I saw it myself.
What's going on here? Is the Enchantress dead or alive?
Don't overthink it. We'll find out if we keep watching.
Look! Why did the veil disappear? Look, everyone! Why did the veil disappear?
If the veil was showing the Enchantress's life, then its disappearance?
So the Enchantress is really dead.
What's going on, Royal Seer? Lillian, is this really the end for her?
No, I can sense it. Deep within Miss River's soul, there are still many scenes left to show. But
what?
If you force the trial to continue, Miss River's soul will not endure. It will shatter. Then, Miss Rivers will truly lose her chance to be reborn.
Royal Seer, today is the day the king has called for a trial, not some rebirth ceremony. At this point, you're still helping that Enchantress? Are you defying the king's order?
Understood. I will continue the trial.
Royal Seer, what's wrong?
Your Majesty, Miss River's soul is too resistant. My power is insufficient. If we force the trial, her soul will be scattered and the veil will show nothing.
Then do you have a solution?
I've got it. I remember now. A soul's obsession. Only a close relative can ease it. So, I need the blood of 2 of her closest kin.
Generals Rivers, give your blood. We want to see the Enchantress's final end.
Right. We want to see how this Enchantress shamelessly served all those Northerners.
Impossible. Lillian has never forgotten my teachings, and she would never do something so vile.
That's right. Lillian would never serve the Northerners. That's all just your slanderous lies.
Father, brother. Though I don't believe Big Sister would do something so terrible. But right now, everyone has misunderstood her. If she knew, she wouldn't rest in peace. How about... Father and brother, give your blood. Show them the truth. Let them see for themselves. Then they'll know who's right and who's wrong.
Viv is right. Then let them see what Lillian really did back then.
Fine. Then let's see what really happened.
Joyce!
How disgusting. Blood's on my face. You two, come bathe and dress me. Even if I die, I'll die with dignity.
Joyce, wait. I'll go get a doctor for you.
No need, my lady, don't. All the palace doctors have fled. Even if there were, there's no medicine to treat me.
Joyce, why are you so foolish? Didn't I tell you to leave? Why did you come back?
I did escape. But I've been with you since we were children. Without you, I didn't know where to go. I couldn't leave you alone in this terrible palace. I heard from people outside that Mr. Ashford's army is coming. There are still some carrier pigeons. Write to Mr. Ashford. Ask him to save you. You're so kind. You'll make it. Don't cry. Meeting you was the greatest joy of my life.
Me too.
Joyce. I have no regrets.
Don't leave me.
That maid, Joyce. She was truly loyal. What a shame.
So the maid took the blade for the enchantress. The enchantress is so lucky.
The enchantress survived.
So that means the one who opened the gates for the Northerners was really the enchantress.
Lily, you couldn't have done this, right?
Good thing the dovecote has one last pigeon. Edward, the Northerners have the capital under siege.
The Mad King is insane.
Beneath the capital, he's planted tons of gunpowder. Once the Northerners breach the capital, he'll ignite the powder, taking all the citizens down with him. Hurry and save the capital. Hundreds of thousands of innocent people. Little pigeon, the lives of the whole city are in your hands. You must get this letter to Edward.
A bird! We'll have meat tonight. Ha ha ha!
Get away! I shot it! Hey, give it here. Mine.
Please, my child will starve if he doesn't eat. Please, give me the bird.
It's flying away. Come back.
It was us. We destroyed our last hope.
So Lillian had asked for my help. I failed her.
If I remember correctly, we were stationed not far from the capital. If we'd made a forced march, it would have taken less than a day to get there.
Right. That day, that was our original plan. But that day, Viv...
Royal Seer, show me what happened.
Another city taken without a single casualty. Mr. Ashford will overthrow the Mad King. He'll be the new king of Westland in no time.
The Mad King is a tyrant. He's a cruel fool. He's lost the people's support. As they say, the people's support wins the kingdom. Mr. Ashford has the people's backing, so of course, he's invincible. And unstoppable.
Mr. Ashford, the capital is not far from here. Let's strike while the iron's hot and take the capital.
Right. The capital is in chaos. Let's end this chaos soon, and restore peace to the land.
Lillian, you're still in the capital, aren't you? We'll meet again soon. Are you ready to die?
Do it.
No.
All right.
No!
Viv, what are you doing here? After all this hard marching and all these battles, you must be exhausted. I told you to get some rest.
I was just worried about you, Edward.
Oh, right, Viv. What did you mean by no?
Edward, father, brother, you can't attack the capital city for now.
Viv, this is a national matter. You must be careful. Don't be so childish.
Right. Mr. Ashford is the army's leader now. Every move he makes affects countless lives. You're just a young woman. You've never been to war, and you know nothing of strategy. You must not interfere with Mr. Ashford's judgment.
Edward, for the next few days, you really can't attack the capital. I am not being childish.
Viv, I trust you. Tell me. Why can't we attack the capital? Do you know something we don't?
Yes, I have news. The Northern Horde is besieging the capital.
What? The Northern Horde is already besieging the capital. How do you know? Our scouts. Why haven't they reported this?
Right. Viv.
Where did you hear this? Are you in contact with the Northerners? You're in contact with the Northerners.
Come on. I have my own sources. Just trust me. Anyway, the Northern Horde is already at the capital's gates.
Viv, is that really true?
Of course. If you don't believe me, wait till tomorrow. When the scouts bring back word, you'll see for yourselves.
Since the Northerners are already at the capital's gates, we must hurry to the capital. Once the Northerners breach the capital, the people there will suffer heavy casualties.
Right. The Northerners are brutal. If they breach the capital, they'll burn, kill, and loot. It'll be a slaughter.
Mr. Ashford, for the capital's people, please order an immediate assault on the capital. Please?
No! Think about it. If our rebel army goes to the capital, we'll just be facing off against the Northerners. The Northern Horde is powerful. If we clash head-on, we might just weaken each other. And then, the Mad King will be the one to profit. Let the Mad King wear down the Northern Horde first. Once the Northerners defeat the Mad King, we'll strike. 2 birds, 1 stone.
But...
Then?
What about the people in the city?
A general's glory is built on 1,000,000 bones. To become a ruler, sacrifices are inevitable. The people of the capital, to blame? They can only blame their own bad luck.
What? So the queen told the king not to save us? She told him not to save us?
The queen is so heartless. She abandoned the entire capital and left us to die.
It was all because of you.
My children, my family, we're all killed by the Northerners. It's all your fault.
It was me. It's all my fault. I let the Northerners attack the capital. I'm the one who doomed all the people of the capital.
Viv, how could this be your fault? I gave the order to abandon the people of the capital. It has nothing to do with the queen. Blame me. I take full responsibility.
Sigh. The king had no choice. If we'd fought the Northern Horde head-on, we would have been wiped out.
Right. Who knows? The Mad King might have wiped us all out, and we'd be under his rule again. That would be a fate worse than death.
Right. The queen and king were justified. The real culprit is that enchantress. She opened the gates, letting the Northerners abuse us.
Right. Not only did she open the gates, she even walked naked into the northern camp. She served 100 men. Utterly disgraceful.
Lillian, if I'd sent troops to the capital sooner, could I have saved you? Would things now have turned out differently?
Fine wine, fine dance. I've had my fun today. Tomorrow, I'll take you all to heaven. Go wild. When the Northerners storm the capital tomorrow, I'll take you all down with me.
The Mad King will blow everyone up. Edward can't get back in time. The people have lost their minds. At a time like this, if I want to save the people, I have no choice.
Unbelievable. So that was the real reason.
She was truly trying to save the people.
What a shame.
So that's why she opened the gates for the Northerners?
What a fool. Didn't she know the Mad King is a tiger? And the Northerners are wolves?
I am the King's Lady Grace. Bring out your leader to talk.
So you're the enchantress who ruined the kingdom. You're quite the seductress. I've heard. Lady Grace is a pragmatist. With Westland about to fall, are you here to pledge your loyalty to me?
Chieftain, are you the leader of the Northern tribes?
That's right. I am the leader of the Northern tribes. Magnus Ironhand, Lady Grace. If you want to join me, I can give you that chance. Open the gates now, and I'll make you my consort.
I can open the gates, but you have to promise me. Kill the king first. Spare the people. The city is rigged with gunpowder. If you don't kill the king, everyone dies. You included.
Spare the people? You're not what the rumors say. Not at all. Fine. I agree. Kill the king first. Spare the people.
Chieftain, I hope you keep your word. And mean it.
Of course. We Northerners keep our word. Open the gates.
At this point, this is the only way.
Men with me. Conquer the Heartlands.
Fine dance, worthy of a reward. Northerners? Impossible.
Seize him.
How could the Northerners attack now?
Useless. You're all useless. What are you waiting for? Drag that dog of a king out. Chieftain, he's gone.
Impossible.
Good.
Good thing I had an escape route, damn Northerners. Once I reach the armory, I'll take you all down with me. Who's there? Ah, Lady Grace. The Northerners have attacked. When I go in and light the explosives, I'll take them all down with me.
Your Majesty, must you do this? Can't you spare the innocent people?
For those peasants to die with me is their honor. It's a privilege they could never earn. Get out of my way. Don't delay me from sending them to their deaths. You dare kill the king.
Your Majesty, I gave you a chance. The people of this city don't deserve to die with you. To save the people, you'll have to go alone.
You.
Joyce, I've avenged you. Edward. Finally, no one can stop me. Wait for me. I'm coming for you now.
Unbelievable. The Mad King was killed by the Enchantress. The Enchantress.
Lillian Rivers, for us, went this far. She owes us nothing now.
Bullshit! How can you say she owes us nothing? Have you all forgotten what the Northerners did when they entered the city?
Right. You all just saw it. She let the Northerners in herself. This is all her fault. The Enchantress can't be redeemed.
The Mad King is dead. No one can hold me back anymore. Edward. Soon. I'll be with you soon.
Help! Someone, please help me! Help! Help me! Someone, please help me!
These Han women, they're all so fresh. Today, we're finally going to have some fun.
What a disgrace.
My sister was violated by those beasts. She couldn't take it and drowned herself.
I was one of them, violated by the Northerners. I only survived this long just to see that culprit torn to shreds, her soul scattered, and never to be reborn.
Well, you can't really say that. After all, that Enchantress, she's the one who saved us from the Mad
Help!
King.
Who asked her to save us? I'd rather be blown up than be violated by the Northerners.
Right. A woman's honor is everything. That Enchantress is a slut. She thinks everyone is as cheap as her?
Exactly. She's a whore, and she dragged us down with her. She deserves to die 1,000 deaths.
What's honor if you're dead?
Look! What's the Enchantress doing? Finally, we can have some fun.
Stop! Stop it! What are you doing?
Who? Well, another pretty one. This little beauty. What a body. And so soft. She's a real catch. Boys, a catch like this doesn't come often. Get her! Let's all have some fun. Yeah, get her!
Stop! Stop it, all of you. I made a deal with your chieftain. You Northerners are not to harm the people. It was agreed with the chieftain. No harming the people. Didn't your chieftain tell you?
Little beauty, you dare lie to us? Just you wait. When we catch you, we'll teach you a lesson. Get her! Quick! After her! Don't run! Go!
These Northern soldiers, they don't even know about the deal I made with Magnus. How dare they abuse the people like this? No, I can't let them suffer anymore. I must find Magnus and make him answer.
Men, come! Raise your cups to our conquest of the Heartlands and to our new dominion.
Hail! The chieftain rules the Heartlands! He is our new master!
Han! How dare you storm the court? You're asking for it. You're asking for it.
Stop!
She's the one who helped us take the capital. Show some respect.
Enchantress, didn't you go back? Why are you back? Or have you decided to be my consort?
Magnus, you broke your promise. You're a liar.
Oh. How have I broken my promise?
You promised me you wouldn't harm the people. They're as weak as water. They're no threat to you at all.
Oh.
When did we harm the people?
Go outside and see for yourself. Your northern soldiers are running wild, abusing the innocent.
Don't put it so harshly. They call it friendly interaction.
We Northerners are incredibly virile. It's an experience Han women have never had. Maybe those women are enjoying it.
Exactly. Who's the victim and who's the lucky one is anyone's guess.
Utterly shameless. How can you say such things? Magnus, go outside and see for yourself. Look at those innocent women. Their faces are in tears. Look at the despair on their faces.
Enough. Let them scream. We're not killing them. It's no big deal.
Just say it. My brothers, didn't we spare their lives?
My brothers are all hot-blooded men. They've been on the march for so long. How can they go without women to blow off steam? How about this? You take their place. For every soldier you take care of, one less woman is violated. You, willing. For every soldier you please, one less common woman is violated. Will you do it?
Bullshit. Northerners are disgusting. They break their vows and still act so righteous. Shameless.
The Enchantress.
No, Miss Rivers. She's tried her best. It's too late to turn back now. Just save yourself. You mustn't agree to it.
How is that possible? The Northern Army has tens of thousands. How could she possibly satisfy them all? She'll never agree, right?
Beauty. If you're willing to give yourself to us, we'll spare those common women.
Well, just nod your head, and I'll spare those innocent people.
Fine. I agree. I'll give my own body to save the innocent.
Chieftain, such a perfect beauty. I've never had one like her. Can I get in on this?
Me too. I'm a clean freak. I want to be first.
Good. I, Magnus Ironhand, always look out for my brothers. Listen up. One at a time.
Yes, sir! We'll die for the chieftain!
What are you waiting for?
Let's get warmed up.
Help me! Help me! Someone please help me!
The great chieftain has spoken. The former Lady Grace helped the northern tribes conquer Westland. The great northern horde always rewards loyalty. So, she is named our new queen consort. If you're all like her and submit, you'll have endless riches and glory.
Traitor, turncoat, beast! You'll die a terrible death. You belong in hell. Beast!
You've shamed Westland and destroyed our honor.
You deserve to die!
You filthy bitch. May you never rest in peace. You deserve to be cut to pieces. Enchantress!
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 Killer!
To think the truth was like this.
We were wrong about her.
I didn't know. I had no idea it was like this. She was just a girl. What could she have done?
She did everything to protect us.
Her suffering was 1,000 times worse than ours.
10,000 times.
We were wrong about her!
Lillian, I never knew you had suffered something so terrible. It's all my fault. I failed to protect you. Lillian, I raised you to be too selfless. You forgot to protect yourself. My daughter, if only I had believed in you more and taken you away, wouldn't this have never happened?
Damn the Northerners. I'll kill them all. For Lillian.
Royal Seer. Show me and Lillian's wedding day. Play it again, every single moment. I must know what really happened.
Your Majesty, the veil has been up too long. I can't hold on much longer.
Your Majesty, what are you doing?
I am the sovereign. I will trade 10 years of my life to open the veil. I must see the whole truth.
I'll give you a chance to be my 30th concubine. Will you?
Your Highness, I suggest you drop this idea. I am an Ashford now. I will always be an Ashford.
Edward Ashford didn't consummate your marriage, so you're not an Ashford. Think carefully. Tomorrow, Edward Ashford becomes an exile, with nothing. But you are the Lord Protector's daughter, the belle of the capital. He's not worthy of you.
Your Highness, have some decency. I will never betray Edward.
Lillian Rivers, if you walk out of here, I promise you, the entire Ashford clan won't even leave a rat alive.
Your Highness, what do you mean by that?
I've made myself perfectly clear. Today, if you don't submit to me, the Ashfords will all die.
You can't do this. The Ashfords are founding heroes. How can you, over a baseless prophecy, wipe out the entire Ashford clan? Besides, if you do this, aren't you afraid of destabilizing the court?
True. Wiping them out directly, it would cause a court upheaval. But if I on their way into exile, have them all taken care of, who would blame me then?
You can't do this. If the king finds out, he'll never spare you.
And why can't I? The Ashfords threaten our rule. I'll wipe them out. It's only right. Even if the king finds out, he'll only praise me. This kingdom is the Hale family's, and I am the crown prince. Whatever I want, who can stop me?
Fine. What do I have to do to spare the Ashfords?
Simple. You, the belle of the capital, from now on, will be my most obedient dog, and I'll spare them.
Fine. I agree.
Good, then. Take off your clothes. Come here. Kneel before me. What a beauty.
How could this be? Lillian did it to save me. She gave herself to the Mad King. It was me.
I was wrong about her.
I failed her.
Lillian honored our family. She honored the king. She honored us all. We failed her.
Right.
Lillian, she was the General's estate's most beloved daughter! She is not an enchantress!
Right! She is not an enchantress! She is Westland's hero!
Hero!
Hero! Hero! Hero!
Royal Seer, keep the veil open. I must know what happened to her in the end.
No, you can't, Edward. Only by killing those Northerners can we truly avenge my sister. Keeping the veil open will only drain your own life. The people still need you. I'm sure my sister wouldn't want you to keep torturing yourself.
I must find her body. She did so much for me. I can't let her body be left to rot.
Right! We must find Miss Rivers' body. She saved so many of us. We must give her a proper burial.
I'll sacrifice a year of my life.
Me too!
I'll sacrifice a year of my life.
Me too! Me too!
Seer, open the veil again. I must know. Who killed Lillian? Her body. Where is it?
This former enchantress is something else. That face! That body! She is a perfect 10.
Her face and body are top-notch, no doubt. Yeah. She is like a dead fish. Not a single reaction. After a while, it gets boring.
True. Besides, who knows how many men she's been with? She is filthy. I am afraid I'll catch something. I am out.
Forget it. I am done.
Not next time.
Edward. I can't go on. I can't live like this anymore. Father. Brother. Edward. I've failed. I'm sorry. We'll meet again. What's that sound? It's a fight. Could it be... Ashford? Could it be Edward? Back from the war? I have to find Edward. I have to see him one last time. Good. They didn't see me.
So, there you are. So, here you are. The belle of the capital. Was once Edward Ashford's fiancée. Then, you'll make a fine hostage.
Don't move.
Trying to run?
Edward!
Shut up. Make another sound and I'll kill you. Seal off all the exits. Don't let Magnus Ironhand get away.
Yes, sire.
Edward has blocked every exit.
How can I escape? Go!
There they are! After them!
It's all Edward's men out there. Where can I run? Am I going to die at his hands? I refuse. I refuse. Damn it! Edward's men are everywhere. How can I escape? I heard Edward was crazy about you. If I threaten your life, I should be able to escape. Search the palace. Find Lillian Rivers. Bring her to me. So, Edward still cares about you. I'll kill her myself. You bitch! What unspeakable crime did you commit to make Edward hate you so much? You've ruined me too! Search every inch. Don't miss any secret rooms or passages. Don't let Lillian Rivers escape. Secret passage? That's it! The Mad King. He left a secret passage over there. I can escape through the secret passage. Since Edward cares so much for you, I'll make sure he never finds you. Move! Search. Leave no corner unchecked.
Yes, sire.
Damn those Northerners. Monsters! They just had to take Miss Rivers.
Poor Miss Rivers. She's been through so much. She was about to be reunited with the king, but they took her away again.
Miss Rivers. Being taken by the Northerners. Maybe it's a good thing. You see, back then, the king had completely misunderstood her. If she'd really been reunited with him, who knows?
So, back then, Lillian and I were just a door apart. I failed to save her in time. It's all my fault.
Your Majesty, it's not all your fault. The Northerners were too cunning.
Your Majesty.
Our priority now is to find Lillian's killer, the culprit! I will avenge her!
I remember finding the secret passage. I gave chase.
I shot Magnus Ironhand myself.
Could it be? Magnus Ironhand is still in the palace. Search every inch of this place.
Your Majesty, we found a secret passage.
After him. General Ashford, what a joke. I still got away. You just wait, Edward Ashford. When I get back to the northern tribes, I'll gather my men, and I'll make sure you have no grave.
What is this?
So the killer of Miss Rivers was... the king.
Miss Rivers didn't die at the hands of the Northerners. She died at the hands of the king.
Ashford, you.
Ashford. So you're the one who killed Lillian. I'll kill you.
Henry, are you crazy? He's the king. How dare you attack the king?
So what if he's the king? He killed Lillian, so he must pay with his life.
It was me. I killed Lillian.
Enough. He didn't mean it.
Right. Edward was just trying to kill Chief Magnus. Chief Magnus was too cunning. That's why he used my sister as a shield. Don't blame Edward. He's innocent. You!
I killed Lillian. I'm the one to blame.
Edward, don't blame yourself. It's all the Northerners' fault. Blame the Northerners.
Right. The Northerners. Wipe out. The Northerners! For Lillian!
Edward,
Now that the truth about my sister's death is known, please stop the veil. Keeping the veil up is draining your life force.
Look! Miss Rivers moved! She's not dead. Look! The veil's still on. Miss Rivers is alive.
It's over. Magnus Ironhand, you think you can escape? Why does she look so familiar?
Edward.
Viv, what are you doing here? There are still Northerners in the capital. What if you get hurt?
I was worried about you, Edward. Besides, you're so brave and invincible. You'll protect me, right?
All right. The capital is almost secure. Let's go back, so you don't get dirty. Right. Go take care of the Northern Chieftain and that unlucky beggar. Dispose of them.
Yes, sire.
Let's go.
Edward. Edward. Edward, what's wrong?
I thought I heard someone call my name. Probably my imagination. Let's go.
Quick! She's breathing! She's alive! She's really alive. To the clinic now.
Miss, you're awake. You're lucky. That arrow, it didn't hit anything vital. I've bandaged your wound. Just rest for a few days, and you'll be fine.
Thank you, doctor. How much do I owe you?
Looking at your injuries, were they from the northern brutes? You poor thing. Don't worry about the fee. The Ashford Legion is back now. The people are saved. You can go home now.
Thank you, doctor. Once I get the money, I will come back and pay you. Father, brother, it's Lillian. I'm home.
Who is there?
Father, brother, it's Lillian. I'm home.
Who's knocking?
It's me.
Where'd this stinky beggar come from? This is the future queen's estate. You're just a stinky beggar. You can't be here. Get lost.
The queen?
The king is marrying our general's young lady. It's all over Westland. You didn't know?
The young lady? Marrying?
Why waste your breath on a stinky beggar? You'll catch her bad luck. Get lost. One more step, and we won't be so nice.
I am the young lady of this estate. I'm Lillian.
You got a death wish? The young lady of this estate, the future queen, is not someone you can insult.
Please, just believe me,
Still talking nonsense? Looks like I'll have to teach you a lesson.
Stop!
Looks like I'll have to teach you a lesson today. You've had it. The master, and young lady. They're coming out. Quick, get her out of here, before they see this eyesore.
You can't do this to me. I'm the river's heiress.
Get lost. Still spouting nonsense? Just wait till they're gone. Then I'll really teach you a lesson.
Father, brother, Edward said there's an engagement party tonight. What do you think of this outfit? Am I beautiful?
Beautiful. The daughter of the general's estate is the most beautiful.
Let's go. Father!
You worthless dog! How dare you upset the queen? You must have a death wish.
Father! Father!
Shut up!
Father!
So Lily came home for help. How could I not see her? It's all my fault, all my fault. Lillian was so close to me, and I didn't see her. I deserve to die.
If I had only seen her, she wouldn't have died.
I deserve to die.
Father, brother, how could it be your fault?
It's all my fault!
I was dressed too flamboyantly. I drew your attention, so you didn't notice my sister. It's all my fault.
Viv, it's not your fault. It has nothing to do with you. Viv, it was your wedding day. You were supposed to be dressed beautifully. How could that be your fault?
Keep watching.
Dad?
You get to live today. But if you dare come back, I'll kill you. Let's go.
Make way! Clear the way! Make way!
Edward. Edward, what's wrong? Still thinking about your sister?
Viv, I've searched the entire palace, but I still can't find Lillian Rivers. Where could she have run off to?
Maybe she was already dealt with by the Northerners.
Impossible. I've asked around. She helped the Northerners take the city. The Northerners wouldn't kill someone who helped them, especially someone so helpless. Besides, she's still High Chieftain Magnus's consort.
Edward, I heard your sister is a nymphomaniac. She'll take anyone. She's been with almost every Northerner. You think she died of some filthy disease?
Impossible. How could she be dead? I mean, if Lillian Rivers died so easily, she'd be getting off easy. She hurt me so deeply. I'll have her cut into 1,000 pieces.
Edward, this is our wedding night. Are you still thinking about your sister? As I thought. I still can't compare to your sister.
Viv, you're overthinking again. How could Lillian Rivers ever compare to you? She's vain and greedy, a gold-digging enchantress. But you, my queen, are virtuous and noble and have a pure heart. She's not even a fraction of you.
I'm not as good as you say, Edward.
Of course you are. If it weren't for you, Viv, selling your jewelry and your paintings to fund my army, I'd probably be dead in a ditch by now.
Edward, what are you looking at?
I just saw someone outside. They looked familiar.
Edward, the banquet is about to start. Father and the others are waiting for us. Don't let this small thing delay us. Let's hurry into the palace.
All right.
Was that Edward? Edward! Edward!
Halt! Palace grounds. No entry for commoners.
I need to see Edward Ashford.
How dare you! Where'd this lunatic come from? How dare you speak the Emperor's name? She's probably a spy from an enemy state. Let's just grab her first.
I'm not a spy. I know him. I need to see him.
Still denying it? You want to see the Emperor? You're here to assassinate him. Get her! Alright, stop chasing her. Today is the King and Queen's wedding day. Our priority now is to guard the gate. Don't let any suspicious people slip in. You're right. We can't fall for her diversion.
Lillian. She was looking for me all along. I even saw her. But I didn't even recognize her.
How pitiful. Miss Rivers has been through so much suffering. She tried so hard, but still wasn't saved.
Hey, the king and Miss Rivers, weren't they deeply in love? So why did Miss Rivers meet the king twice, and he didn't recognize her?
Didn't you see? The king's heart and soul are with the queen. He probably can't even recognize Miss Rivers anymore. True. Maybe the king has long forgotten Miss Rivers. If they were to meet again, it would only add to the sorrow.
Could it be that Lillian has no place in my heart anymore? Is that why I didn't recognize her? Her voice. I've long forgotten her. But why? Why does my heart still hurt so much?
I haven't eaten in days. If I don't eat soon, No. Even if I die, I have to see Edward one last time. Charging in won't work. I need a plan. Got it. The Mad King kept many vicious dogs. To let them come and go, he made many dog holes in the walls. I can use those dog holes to get into the palace. I'm in. I have to find Edward. Edward. Edward, what's wrong? Is it that I don't look good in this?
You look good. You look beautiful.
Then, Edward, who looks better in this? Me or my sister?
Of course you look better. What makes Lillian Rivers think she can compare to you?
That enchantress is a sycophant, greedy for wealth, and utterly corrupt. How could she ever compare to your grace?
Exactly. The queen is kind and virtuous, always for the people. Compared to that enchantress who brought ruin to the nation, they are worlds apart.
Lillian Rivers abandoned her family. She heartlessly had her own family raided and exiled. If Viv hadn't saved us, we would have starved to death on the streets, and Westland would have been destroyed. Lillian Rivers. She is the shame of the Rivers family, a traitor to Westland for all time. The day she was born, I should have strangled her myself.
If I ever see her again, I will kill her with my own hands.
You're wrong. You all were wrong about Miss Rivers.
Enough! If Miss Rivers had heard all this, how heartbroken she would be.
I'm a monster. How could I say that to Lillian? I deserve to die.
My daughter. It's all my fault. I was so blind. Daddy was wrong. Daddy let you down.
Wait, isn't this supposed to be Miss Rivers' life? Where's Miss Rivers? Where is she? Could it be Miss Rivers is in there too?
That's Edward's voice.
Lillian Rivers abandoned her family. She heartlessly had her own family exiled. If Vivian hadn't saved us, we would have starved to death on the streets, and Westland would have been destroyed.
Lillian Rivers. She is the shame of the Rivers family, a traitor to Westland. When she was born, I should have strangled her myself.
If I see her again, I'll kill her myself.
Father, brother, Edward. So this is what you think of me, that I'm this kind of person. So this is how you see me. But I wrote you so many letters, explaining everything. So why do you still think of me this way? Why can't you understand me?
Letters? What letters?
Lillian. She already told us everything. Lillian wrote to us long ago. She confessed everything.
But why did I never receive any letters? We didn't get any letters either.
I remember now. Someone did write to us a while back, but those letters, they were all with Viv.
Are you suspecting me?
Viv, don't cry. I just want to know, in those letters, was there one from Lillian? You all know.
I was the capital's most talented lady. Those men who admired me, whoever they were, would constantly harass me with letters. I didn't know they were from them, so I burned them all.
What a sin. My daughter. You've suffered so much.
Edward, I didn't know that one was from my sister. I didn't mean to burn it. Edward, you don't blame me, do you?
Keep watching.
No. Even if I die, I have to die knowing the truth. I must find Edward and get answers.
We knew it. You're not giving up. Trying to assassinate the Emperor? Come with us to the dungeons.
I'm not an assassin. I'm the River's true daughter. I must see the king.
The River's true daughter? The Rivers. Don't they only have the Queen?
No, Vivian Rivers. She's our adopted daughter. I'm the Rivers' daughter. I'm Lillian Rivers. If you don't believe me, ask the king. Or General Rivers.
Lillian Rivers? That name sounds familiar. I think I've heard that name before. Lillian Rivers? That's the one from the last dynasty who ruined the kingdom. The Enchantress? The Enchantress? You're the one the king's been looking for? Is that you? You're really the Enchantress?
Yes. I'm the enchantress you speak of. Just let me see the king. Then I'm at your mercy.
You can't just see the king. To the dungeons to await your fate.
Let me see the king. Wait. Viv!
Your Majesty.
I know her. Leave her to me. One more thing. Don't tell the king about today. And don't tell the two generals. Or else... Don't tell the king about today. And don't tell the two generals Rivers. Or else...
Yes.
Viv, can you take me inside? Let me see. Edward, please.
Sister, don't be so anxious. I'll take you to see Edward. But
what?
But Edward is the king now. And there's an important banquet tonight. If you go dressed like that, you'll embarrass Edward. And the Rivers family.
Then what should I do?
Don't worry, sister. I'll take you to get cleaned up. And get you some proper clothes. Then you'll be all set. Come with me, sister. Sister, what's wrong? Don't you want to see Edward anymore?
Viv, why did you bring me here? Are there new clothes here?
My dear sister, are you naive or just plain stupid at this point? Can't you see? Sister, you're so hard to kill. They say you've been with two kings and toyed with by countless northerners. So filthy. Why won't you just die?
Viv, I need to see Edward. I'll explain everything to him.
Get lost. You're filthy. Dream on. You're so filthy. Why would I ever let you see Edward? Besides, if you go back, they'll find out that I intercepted all your letters. I took your things and took the credit.
What?
Soon, I'll be Edward's wife. The Queen of Westland. You won't ruin this.
Miss.
Northerners. Miss.
You're a northern spy.
My dear sister, stop struggling. I won't let you escape. Kill her. Leave no trace. I promise to send you home.
Yes.
What are you doing? Let me go, Vivian.
It's not true. It's all a lie. It's not.
The Vale's tribunal. These are the true experiences of the spirit. There is no falsehood.
Edward, you have to believe me. It's all a lie.
Guards! Seize this venomous woman.
Lillian, just die in peace. Your husband, your father, and your brother. They'll all be mine.
First, I wish my father good health. Second, I wish my brother a bright future. Third, I wish my husband joy and peace.
No. Lillian. Lillian, no.
So that's it. Miss Rivers was always for the people. The truly vicious one is her.
Right! She was always the most vicious one. She killed Miss Rivers. We must make her pay with her blood.
Blood for blood! Blood for blood! Blood for blood!
It's all my fault. I didn't make it back in time. I misunderstood you.
Miss Rivers, we're sorry. We were wrong about you. You were quietly doing so much for us, and we still cursed you. We deserve to die. We're so sorry.
Lily, don't be afraid. Father's taking you home.
Seer, what's happening?
Miss Lillian has no body. Her spirit has endured so much pain. I'm afraid she can't hold on much longer.
Seer, I will trade my remaining life to let Lillian enter the cycle of rebirth.
Your Majesty, why must you do this?
This is an imperial decree. Do you dare defy it? Seer, this.
Miss Lillian's spirit, it has been reborn.
Good. Good.
Lily, your 3 coming-of-age wishes. Have you thought of them?
First, I wish for father's health. Second, I wish Brother Henry a bright future. Third, I wish for world peace.